Our next story is not so much a story but a stand, a statement, one that needs to be taken and made now, before we are consumed with the train wreck that this one episode has already turned into. We are witnessing a spectator sport of a different kind. What a mockery sports coverage has devolved into, barely weeks after we as a nation, a sports-loving, hero-building nation, was celebrating a historical moment. Have we forgotten the line between curiosity and gossip, and has that blurred to take us all in a downward spiral, pulling down an athlete along with us who, in fact, spent most of her life fighting hard to climb up despite it all? And that's when we, as empathetic, evolved individuals, at least that's the goal, need to say stop, and it's enough. One of the biggest superstars of Indian cricket, Smriti Mandhana, announced her engagement on her own social media platform in a manner that made us all realize how real, powerful and happy this moment was for her and her loved ones. The celebrations, the music, the pictures, all bringing us joy right after a euphoric World Cup win. Picture perfect, we all thought, but once those festivities halted, for whatever reason, the tireless social media gossip accounts started working overtime, selling news of another kind. Now, if you are expecting a tell-all, the inside scoop, behind-the-scenes anecdotes, what really went wrong, the real dope, as they say, then you clearly have made the wrong pit stop. I'm here to say that all of these speculations, the chatter, the prying, constant hounding everyone connected to Mandhana for a comment, this urge to know all, and let's face it, the bottom line, this voyeurism has to stop. Are we forgetting that this is someone who just won us all a World Cup that has evaded India for decades? Smriti Mandhana is a champion, a once-in-a-generation talent. A young girl who fought hard to make it to the grandest stage in a sport that, quite frankly, was never kind to the other gender, where women had to wear loose clothes, chop off their hair, tweak their own identity, and then defy a rigorous conditioning, conservative family, doubting relatives, nosy neighbors, unrelenting coaches, to just about make it to a ground. Smriti, along with many of her own teammates, represent that kind of a success story that came from her and her belief alone. Sure, she has had a strong support system, but listening to these women cricketers post that World Cup winning haze, you all will have to come to realize that this was a dream that they had to have dreamt solo, each of them. No beauty of collective vision here. It was a journey each of them undertook alone. Smriti Mandhana endured all of this to become one of the most dominant southpaw batters this country has ever produced. She not only marched forward in her quest to be the best, she did all she could to be there for her teammates along the way, helped her close friends shine, and pulled them out of depths of despair. All she wants now is some space. Why can't we give her that? Space from non-prying posts, from those reels, from camera crews following them everywhere, space from trolls and hate mongers who love to snark and comment at any misfortune. Find that to be fodder enough to create memes and jokes that, quite frankly, are not funny. And while gossip is as old as time, here's what's not: social media. It's not Chinese whispers and tea party gatherings who do the job now. One click of a button, a seemingly innocuous post, and it's out there, getting multiplied with the technology only aiding and abetting. The algorithm of this wonderful system will do the rest. That's the truth today. These athletes, they live in a time where a mental upheaval can sneak up on them faster than a curveball on the field or an injury tackling one. We've heard the best in the business speak about mental health. Then there's the argument of being a celebrity, and that's how you open yourself up to it, almost as if they asked for it. Putting up pictures or videos of her happy memories or pulling them down, it's the agency she exercised. A line has been clearly crossed in an attempt to cover news, and while we all can critique and analyze performances or the lack of it, certain actions or comments that go against a particular value system that's in place, it is our duty to question something else too. It isn't our job to hound and create an environment so toxic, especially when it comes to sportsperson's personal space, that she'd think her cricketing journey to getting here, which was fraught with roadblocks, was probably easier. Even now, Smriti Mandhana doesn't need saving. All we need to tell ourselves is that surely there are more things paramount in the sporting world today that needs far more attention.
I wore the crown of a revolutionary. I promised to lift my nation. I claimed to fight imperialism. I became the very thing I warned against. I funded militias across continents. I feared my own shadow. Some called me the King of Kings. History calls me something else. The dictator. Who am I?